Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Wassalatu wassalam Nabi Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. At binabati ko ng Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh ang lahat ng mga kapatiran Muslim at lahat ng mga safety advocate. Magandang gabi, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. Lalo na sa ating mga safety aspirant. Ito ay ginagawa natin ito naway makatulong ito sa ating munting kaalaman patungkol sa safety. So, by the way, ito naman ang inyong lingkod, walang iba kundi si Brother Ibrahim Briones Antiquina, ang inyong safety advocate. By the way, napakahalaga po ang job hazard analysis. Okay? Bakit? Ito yung pinaka JHA or JC is an essential part of any effective safety program. Okay? Pag gumawa ka ng program, mga safety program, mga safety procedure, dapat gagawin mo yung job hazard analysis or job safety analysis. So, ito ay essential part of our program. So, napaka-effective nito. So, sa lahat ng mga safety aspirants, saka safety advocate natin, mga safety officer, kailangan mahalaga, alam ninyo kung paano gumawa ng job hazard analysis. Kasi hindi natin alam, baka kayo na lang or kayo yung magiging in charge sa isang kumpanya. So, dapat mayroon kayong programa na which is makatulong para magiging effective yung mga procedure or yung mga program ninyo sa with regards of safety. So, paano gagawin? Ipaliwanag muna natin at intindihin natin kung ano ba itong job hazard analysis. Okay? When we see job hazard analysis or job safety analysis, this is not regulatory requirements or mandatory requirements as per OSHA standard, okay, from America. Okay? So, OSHA provide guidelines on job hazard analysis. Okay? Some organization refers to it as job safety analysis. So, job hazard analysis, job safety analysis ay pareho lang po yan. OSHA is likely to review your hazard assessment program. So, napaka lang yun. So, that is nice to know. So, yung need to know natin, dapat alam natin what is job hazard analysis. Job hazard analysis is a method of identifying hazard. It's a means of breaking the process down. And then, job hazard analysis is a system for employees to easily understand hazards. Okay? So, why perform? Bakit tayo magpe-perform ng job hazard analysis? Because each hazard can be evaluated for severity, or it's either this is low risk, medium risk. So dapat maano natin yan, yung severity niya, kung gaano ba ka taas yung frequency ng hazard. So this is the reason why we need to perform job hazard analysis. We need to identify the existing hazard, identify the potential hazard, yung mga potential na pwede mangyari o pwede ma-create na mga mamugna na mga hazard during sa trabaho. And we need to prioritize the corrective action. Then, reduce or eliminate the hazard. It's as much as possible, as much as we can. Okay? So, what is the benefits of job hazard analysis? Of course, mayroong benepisyo ito. Napakalaking benepisyo ito sa kumpanya. It will reduces the injuries. And then, it will reduces absenteeism. Then, increases productivity. Increase morale. So, kapag na ayos natin yung programa natin, lahat ng ito, ang ating mga workers, ay mataas yung moral nila. At ma-reduce yung yung pag-absent. Kasi protected sila protektado sila. So, yan ang So, protects the employers. So, yung sinasabi natin, napoprotektahan ng mga employees dahil dito sa job hazard analysis. And assess the standard specific compliance, personal protective equipment, kung ano yung dapat gamitin nila. So, how jobs are selected for a job hazard analysis? So, una-una, jobs with high accident and injury rates, doon natin isi-select natin or i-prioritize natin ito, yung mga area na kung saan very prone for or very high have potential job accident or it will cause an injury. Okay? So, yung mga close call area, yung laging may mga near miss report na mga activities. So, dapat natin to i-select natin to, unahin natin to. Yung mga new jobs, yung mga bagong activities, dapat ma-identify natin. Lagi yun na first our selection to perform or to create the job hazard analysis. Then jobs with procedure or process changes. Pag may mga changes, dapat natin pagbigyan pansin o tuunan natin ito. All other jobs. Okay? So now, inspection to identify hazard. So of course, we need to inspect before you do it your job hazard analysis. Even though there is a method statement, okay, yung safe work method statement, this is the procedure or step coming from the construction team or the engineering team, bibigay sa atin para makakreate tayo ng maayos na job hazard analysis. Tandaan nyo yan, yung work method statement, napaka-importante yan, galing sa construction or sa engineering. Kasi sila yung kung anong gagamitin equipment, kung ilang yung manpower, ano yung mga tools na gagamitin, at yung step or sequence ng kanilang trabaho. So doon natin ma-identify or mahanapan agad or paano natin bibigyan ng ma-identify yung mga hazard, each step or procedure na ginagawa nila. And then makapag-isip tayo, makapag-create tayo ng good or proper procedure or recommendation to prevent the hazard to cause harm to our workers. Okay, yun ang pinakamahalaga. Then, general inspection. Dapat mayroon tayong inspection na gagawin. Hindi ka magre-rely lang doon sa method statement. Okay? We have a comprehensive wall-to-wall, wall-to-wall na special inspection, targeted, specific to exposure. This is nice to know based on facility and operation. Then, formal tours. And then, weekly and monthly or daily. Mayroon tayong mga tinatawag ng mga walkthrough. Yan. Para ma-identify natin baka may mga nag-develop na mga ibang hazard. So, if there is, we need to develop or to change or idagdag natin sa job hazard analysis natin. So, guidelines for inspection. List the departments and operation involved. Sino yung mga involved person. And then, list natin, describe natin operational activities. Ano yung mga activities na nandun. Then, assign inspection dates. So, kailangan natin may inspection dates para maka-prepare din yung mga magiging involved na mga tao. Sequence the inspection route. Saan tayo dadaan, saan tayo para alam natin. Kasi baka mamaya, kahit saan lang tayo pupunta, may mga hindi pa natin na-identify na hazard or hindi natin alam yung area na yon. So, that's why we need to have a sequence the inspection route. Alam natin yung ruta na pupuntahan natin. Then identify or instruct follow-up assignment kung kailangan. Okay, next, the area of hazard checklist. So we need to evaluate the equipment, the procedures, the personnel. Then who is involved in GHA? Of course, the safety personnel. Kaya tayo, dahil may training tayo yung gumagawa nito. Dapat yung mga supervisor ang gumagawa niyan, yung mga site supervisor. Kaso wala pa nga mga training sila, so tayo ang pinaka-laging nagiging nito ng trabaho na to. So location of the manager, operators, design engineers, and then maintenance personnel. So sila yung mga sila yung mga involved person lagi. And even the workers at site, the foreman, the supervisor, involved din yan kapag tayo ay mag-conduct ng job hazard analysis. So, i-analyze natin sa site kung ano yung mga hazard na mayroon doon. Then, steps in performing a GHA or GSA, we need to break down the job. Break down the job. Number 2, identify the hazard. Number 3, evaluate the hazard. Natin yan one by one. Number 4, recommend safe procedure and protection measures. Then number 5, revise the job hazard analysis. If there is any changes or any new hazard identified, kailangan natin i-revise. So now, breaking down the job, we need to list each job step in order of occurrence. Okay? And describe each action, then examine each step for hazard. Then conduct what if scenario safe. Okay? So laging mayroon tayo what if, paano kung ganito, paano kung ganyan, di ba? So lagi tayong nagtanong, nag-iisip, advance yung kumbaga pinipredict na natin kung paano, kung ganito ang mangyari. So para mabigyan natin ng tamang action, recommendation or procedure. Okay? So identifying hazard, we need to identify the sharp edges, the employee jewelry, lalo na pag nag-operate ng machine, dapat walang mga jewelry yan. Then potential for being caught in between, lalo na yung mga equipment natin, na moving equipment. Then worker positive or posture balance, lalo na yung mga manual natin, handling or manual excavation, whatever. Hazardous movements, okay, struck by or the hazard, suspended load, ito yung mga identifying hazard na dapat natin malalaman. Environmental hazard, what else? What PPE is available, so hazard din yan kapag walang proper PPE, mali ang PPE na ginagamit. Has a worker been trained? So titingnan natin yan. Is the worker positioned properly, lalo na sa mga lifting, manual lifting, or yung mga nasa opisina. So is lock out, tag out, lalo na sa mga electrical. What is the flow of the work? Alamin natin na what are the source of chemicals, etc. And then are slip and trips and falls possibility. There is a possibility or potential to slip and trips. Yung mga natin, na mga hazard natin, na mga poor housekeeping, mga spillage. Yan, isa yan sa mga kupos ng slip, trips and falls, yung mga scattered material at site. So now, how to control the methods of hierarchy? We have the methods of hierarchy to control, proper remedial methods, order like engineering control, the administrative control, then the personal protective. This is the last defense na ginagamit natin. So that's a good or the common hierarchy of control na ginagamit natin pag gumawa tayo ng job hazard analysis. So when a JHA is revised, when an accident or injury occurs, so kailangan natin i-revise ang GSA. Maaaring may pagkukulang, kaya mayroong accident nangyari, so ma-identify natin yan. Then when the job changes, kapag mayroong changes sa trabaho, may dinadagdag, so kailangan natin i-revise ang GSA natin. After a close call, yung mga maraming mga close call or mga tinatawag nating near misses report, so kailangan natin i-identify yun kung ano mga dahilan bakit laging may close call or mga near misses. Following up the employee compliance or compliant, then equipment suffers damage, kung mayroong mga damage, dapat natin yan. Okay? Per a scheduled review. Okay. Now, ito yung job safety analysis na ginagawa natin. So, sample lang to, paano gumagawa. So, ilapit natin para medyo klaro yung natin. Yan, kahit paano ma-clear yung GSA natin na ginagawa. So, paano gagawin ang GSA. So, pag gumawa tayo ng GSA, okay, or GHA, yan. Okay, I think clear naman. So, kailangan natin kapag mayroon tayong dapat may mga reference tayo. It's either from client like me, my reference is more on from Saudi Aramco. We are using reference GIs, ng CSA, tapos yung mga HIP or yung mga SAIS. Okay? Yan, yung mga natin, yung mga references natin sa paggawa ng GSA or GHA. Yan. Okay? So now, paano gawin yung GSA? So makikita ninyo, so number 1, we have a site preparation and mobilization of personnel and material and equipment. So potential hazard na nilagay natin, depende yan ha. Mamaya ipakita natin yung sa ibang kumpanya kung paano nila ginawa yung GSA nila. So ikumpara ninyo sa ginawa natin na GSA. So yan, hindi masyado makita ninyo. So igano natin, at least meron kayong konting idea. Yan. Okay? So now, paano natin gagawin ang GSA? Una, yung site preparation. Yan. So, miscommunication, yan ang potential hazard natin, site inspection, okay, wrong type of work permit, and then, of course, ano ang i-recommend natin? So, paano tayo mag-recommend? Yan, ilapit natin, yan mga recommendation, okay? So, basahin nyo yan, para maano ninyo, yung issuer and receiver shall conduct joint site inspection, okay, and identify all hazards associated in the workplace and provide control measure prior to issue a work permit. So, yan ang ano natin. So, medyo maliit ang ano natin, ang anong tawag nito, kaya hindi na po covered lahat. Yan. Yan, para makita lang lahat, makovered lahat ng ano, layo natin konti. So, yan. Okay, medyo clear naman. Mababasa ninyo kung i-post ninyo ang ano, at least mabasa ninyo kung paano ginawa yung job hazard analysis. So, basahin na natin. So, next potential hazard na inano ko is yung physical injuries. Okay? Physical injuries during loading and unloading materials by manual handling. So, delikado yan. Then, ang recommendation natin, all workers should wear complete PPEs and wear P22 dust mask kasi ang area na identify natin ay maalikabok, so dapat na ano, kaya mahalaga yung pag-visit sa site. The next is identify first aider to be on site. Of course, kailangan yan, may first aider tayo. So action by, sino ba ang magiging ano? So nilagyan natin hazard ranking B siya, ibig sabihin ng B, according to our legend, this is medium category or medium risk lang. Okay? So, action by WPR or work permit issuer and work permit receiver. Okay? The engineering or the construction manager, the safety officer. So, sila yung mga action person natin or nag-monitor nito sa site natin. Sila yung in charge. So, ganyan po ang paggawa ng GSA natin. So, basahin nyo po. Hindi ko na maisa-isa kasi mahaba yung oras natin. So, at least nakikita ninyo yung sample natin. Ano. So, step kung paano gumawa ng job hazard or job safety analysis. Yan. Alhamdulillah, clear naman sa ating video. So, pwede nyo i-post yung kapag nanood kayo para mayroon kayong idea kung paano gumawa ng GSA. Number 2, ang number 2 na step natin, yung lifting and unloading of steel plates. Yan. So, 2.1. Yan. By sequence kasi, by numbering din yung ano. Para, kung makita nyo yung GSA ko, ay by numbering yung ano niya. Okay? Yung mga recommendation niya, based doon sa mga potential hazard na nilagay natin. Ganyan po ang paggawa o ginawa ko na GSA. Ganyan ang ginagawa natin. Para, kung may mga comments, madali na i-comments ng client, sabihin niya, okay, step number 2, lifting and unloading steel, potential hazard 2.1 or potential hazard 2.2 or 2.3. Ano yung recommendation 2.8 need to change or dagdagan. Yun. So ganyan ang ano, kasi nire-review ng client yan, yung counterpart natin ng mga safety advisor o mga safety consultant. Next, yan, ito yung pinakita natin na job safety analysis or job hazard analysis na ibang kumpanya. Tingnan mo po, malaki pong pagkaiba sa amin, okay? So, wala pong numbering sa kanila, walang ano, pero nandyan pa rin yung, although hindi nga na proper step to eh. Kasi, kumbaga, ang magiging ano mo dyan, magkarambula yung mga corrective measure mo, yung recommendation mo. Dahil hindi naka-step per column ang mga ano. Unlike dito sa atin, pag tinignan nyo, yung sa atin, yan, per column po, ayan, per column ito, column, nandyan yung mga hazard natin, at saka kung ano yung hazard na mayroon dyan, so yan ang binibigyan natin ng proper recommendation or corrective measure according dyan sa mga hazard na binigay natin. So, unlike dito, yan, so, maaring nagkarambula yan. Nagkarambula talaga. Yun. Tingnan ko. So, hindi siya naka-sequence din yung recommendation niya o corrective action niya. Okay? So, that's all for today, guys. So, maraming salamat po. naway itong kaalaman na to ay magbibigay sa inyo ng punting kaalaman. So maraming salamat po. Don't forget to subscribe, to share, and pindutin nyo na rin po ang notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa ating mga gagawing mga safety kaalaman. Maraming salamat po. Bye-bye!